Hey guys, I went to Kudzu Cabins in Guntersville, Alabama today. They have a really nice disc golf course that happens to have it's a privately owned course, but open to the public, and they do have a way for you to donate to the course. Great course overall, and as a beginner, I definitely found it challenging and exciting and fun to go to. Here I am standing in front of hole 18. This is right at the beginning of the really where you pull in. So you can see I'm pointing to the hole 18 that's right in the middle of the pond, and it's an island out there, and the only way to get to it is that bridge over there. And they have signs saying no diving or no swimming in the pond. So if you lose a disc, you're probably not going to go find it too easily. But good news is that, from what I heard, is that they do call the people if they go out and find the discs and return them to them. So that's a good thing. This course is, like I said, off the beaten path. It is not easy to get to, but if you look it up on UDisc will show you the way to get there. What I'm going to be doing on this video is I'm going to be playing two different discs from the greens. What I'm showing here is they have this practice and warm-up area that has a net in front of it that you can literally just take some time, throw some shots, get warmed up, and have a basket behind it too, so you can kind of just warm up right here. It's a really well kept up golf course. I enjoyed it. Taking a couple shots here, just getting warmed up. Last week I went to Brahan in Huntsville, and what I noticed was about the 9th hole I'd really just gotten warmed up. So I realized that I needed to throw some discs beforehand just to get warmed up. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Now, the two discs that you see there, that's the Zeus, and this is Hades. Nope, that was Time Lapse. That was not Hades. Anyway, what I'm going to be doing from this is hole 1, but I'm going to be using two different discs. One is Hades, the one on my left, that one right there. I'm going to be using that one, and then that one, and I'm going to be kind of doing a comparison between the two on how I throw them. So here we go. First hole, first shot. I actually kind of got nervous because the water is right off to the left hand side, and I kind of got a little nervous, but I threw it almost to the water and back off to the right from the with the Hades, and then when I threw Zeus, I kind of threw it a little more to the right. So I had a little bit better in line with the Hades. This one kind of was just because I'd thrown, not really thinking about it too much. Here's hole 2, and first shot with the Hades. Missing some trees, going across a road too. So a lot of things on this course, they go across roads and stuff like that. The one thing I will say about this course, there's the one of the roads you see. I'm throwing it across because I threw the Hades, not across the road, and I got the Zeus I didn't get across the road. Hades I did get across the road. So here's the basket of the second hole, and long shot and just missed that a lot, and then came back and missed it again. That was not fun. I didn't enjoy that. I should have made that, and not sure I was close to it, but close as you could only get as close as getting it in there, just like that. So that was from Zeus, and then the Hades throw, I threw it a little wide to the right, and then I just go back up, and I'm basically on it. I love how they position this hole, though. They've got that with rocks around it, and the scenery of this golf course is just amazing. Here's hole 3. Now, the pin is off to the right of the water, so it's not really in the water. But if you misthrow, you can definitely get in that water. So I took my time and threw it to the right to make sure that I didn't go close to the water. I do not like water at all. I understand why it's there. It's a major hazard, but I'm just not fond of water. Here's the second shot on 3 from the Hades disc, and then from second shot from where I had thrown the Zeus disc at. And threw them side by side. So literally, second shots landed really close to each other. So that made it nice and easy to get into the basket, and there it is. I think I got it in the basket on this. We'll find out here in just a moment. But that's my favorite putter, the Nuno from Divergent Discs. I love that disc. It's always my favorite approach. I guess I didn't make it, so here we go. Boom, there it is. So N4 was a par 3, but I think I took my time and just staying away from the water. I'm allergic to water as it comes to disc golf. Let's just say that. Now, when we come up to hole 4, we have an interesting scenario. This is hole 4, y'all. Now it's in a bridge to get here and a bridge to get off of it, both sides, and so this is where you must throw from on hole 4. I'm sitting there holding the Hades disc, and I'm going, man, I just don't want to throw this into the water. I mean, I like my discs, but I don't want to throw them in the water. I just don't. Not fond of throwing stuff in the water. And I think about it, and what I'm going to end up doing is I'm actually going to go grab a disc that I'm not particularly fond of. I mean, I have it in there, I throw it occasionally, but if I lost it, I'd be like, okay, whatever. So I grab this disc out. It's the Sheriff, and I'm just gonna go throw a test shot just to kind of to see what's gonna happen, what's gonna happen on the throw. And at first I think, oh man, this is gonna go well. And I throw it, and I'm like, okay, that's not so bad. I'm like, oh, that's a nice. And then it hits that tree, and goes right into the water. And I'm like, that's exactly what I don't want to happen. So what I ended up doing is I took both of these discs, I put them back in my bag, and I just said, okay, that's going to be the first shot for both of them, because I am not throwing those discs into the water. I'm just not going to do it. I am not confident enough in my ability to throw across water without landing in the water, and I'm allergic to throwing my discs into water. I might get to a point where I get better and I throw my stuff across the water. I just do not like throwing my stuff into water. So hole 4, you'll forgive me, but I just did not throw it in there, and we did this, and nope, come close, very close. Now it is a very, very terrain heavy course, uphill, downhill, and you'll see here after this hole exactly what I'm talking about, because after this hole we start going into some up down terrains. In fact, actually you have some terrain in this one too, and this one's actually a little uphill, and you'll see that here in just a moment as we get Zeus thrown. Doink! You can't hear it, but I hit a tree. And so you'll see the throw off of the, that's a short green, but everything was longs here. So that was the where I hit the tree and bounced right into the middle, and then second shot up some, and then third shot, and then off that tree. And then I missed it. How did I miss that? I don't know. I gotta get better at my putting. Definitely need to practice my putting. Anyway, you guys will be able to see the scorecard from the in the description. I'll share that with you guys. All right, so I thought it was a good angle for a shot. Kind of see a different way I'm throwing the way I'm throwing the disc. I'm forehanding them, so that's the way I found to get most of my distance is forehanding. I'm not very good at backhanding, so disc looked like it come off clean over there, and was hoping to get a little bit further, but both shots ended up real close to each other. So, and of course, par on this hole. If I could get just a little bit closer, I could get those birdies in. I gotta definitely work on distance. This hole, I love these greens, but these, like, if it's wet out, these greens are really, really slick. And I know the green that's on hole 9 was really slick, but I'll show you this one. This one's hole 7, and this one's kind of flat because we're already up at elevation a little bit, and then we go back down after this. So you see there's the pin. That's what I'm talking about. It's flat, and I threw that and it went way to the left. That was kind of weird. And then the actual other throw went into the woods, so you see me disappear into the woods. You'll see this disc come flying out here in just a moment. But I was out in the woods for this one. So for second shot, I was just throwing it back into the fairway, trying to get close enough to get to par the hole. And there it is for par. And then the other one, the other disc is back there. I'll get it here in just a second and throw it in, because I guess I threw it past the camera and you didn't even see it. Recording my shots on U-Disc and heading down to hole number 8. And hole 8, the beginning of it was interesting. There's actually 2 greens for 8. One is on the water side of where I showed you where hole 4 goes across the water. Hole 8 is actually, if you look right back there in the back on that platform right back there, that's the long tee for hole 8, and you got to come across all this water all the way over here. So that is the other tee for hole 8. No thanks, I'll just play on this one. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just playing this whole 8T. Now this one goes uphill. This one is definitely a difficult terrain for the shot, and you can see there's houses around too, so you have to make sure that you don't hit the houses and stuff like that. There's a bunch of cabins in there, and as long as you're respectful, roll downhill. Yes, let's do that. They'll be respectful to you. Great place to go visit and enjoy. I only played 9 holes on this course, and when I get up to hole 9, you'll kind of see why. Good thing that didn't roll downhill. I was expecting it to roll downhill. Now hole 9 is actually up above on the other side of this, so you gotta climb this hill, go in between those cabins, and here's hole 9. Hole 9 is a 670-foot monster. There's the first shot across the road, and it's actually to the right of that driveway. So if you look at the driveway, if you go to the right, it's way over to the right. It's a good little distance, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in just a moment. So that was the first shot. That was Hades. It actually went across the road. The second shot with Zeus didn't quite make it across the road, which was kind of surprising. I thought that both of them would make it across the road, but Zeus kind of just stalled out and just hung out right there at the edge of the road. So kind of interesting. This is where Zeus landed. And I don't know if you can see that flag way over there. You see the cars that are way over to the right over there. That's where the flag is. You can kind of see it moving over there that way. So threw a time lapse right there just to get it across the road, and it was actually a pretty good shot. Probably should have gone more of an angle towards the basket instead of trying to go just straight across the road. But it was a good shot. Didn't go towards the basket, but it was a good long throw. I wish it would have gone towards the basket a little bit more. As you see, as we get closer to the cars, the basket's over there to the left, and there's the basket. And of course, hole 18 is what right over there. That's actually the tee box for hole 18, right up the top of the hill up there. And it's a good distance. It's not super far, but you have to be careful because the water is right over there. So you definitely have to be careful going into this hole. And then come up real close, and we're just gonna finish this off. Dink. And dink. So like I said, y'all, Kudzu Cabins in Guntersville, it is definitely not for the beginner. I should probably have not played this course. It is very long, very difficult, and very hard to play. I only played 9, and by the time I played 9, I was exhausted. And you got to have some length to your shots too, because hole 10 was a 770-foot par 5, and like there's just no way. I just tried it just to see what would happen, and I got to shot 5, and I was probably just over halfway there because it's uphill too, and it's not just a little elevation change, it's a big elevation change. So it is a difficult course to play, a very technical course to play, but a lot of fun to play, and if that's something you want to try, definitely go check it out. Go have some fun with it. Take a group with you, probably be a little bit better. But man, it was definitely a technical course, and one I hope to go play again one day when I get a little bit better, and have longer throws and longer shots. So anyway, to finish up what the difference between Hades and Zeus was, I was throwing both of these discs really to see which one I could throw the further, and 9 out of every hole I was able to throw the Hades disc further than the Zeus disc, and it was clearly, obviously, like the Hades disc in the shot progression is going to be my tee shot, so it's going to be the one that I use most often. But I'm going to work on some other discs, like the time lapse. I want to see, Hades versus time lapse, how I can throw, and maybe because the Hades disc is an overstable disc, that right now I'm able to throw it further. We'll see as time goes along, but for right now, that's just the way it is. So thank you guys for watching this video. Go down, hit that like button, and think about subscribing to the channel as we do more of these. I've got some more challenges coming up. We'll hopefully get some of my friends and family involved, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Be blessed.